Hey, how's it going, you guys? So this is a video I have been thinking about for a long time, and in a lot of ways I haven't wanted to make it at all because I hate making videos where you make a big declaration about something, have a change of heart down the road, and then feel like you have to explain it. But the reason I'm making this is because I feel like if I followed somebody's channel and I had if I followed somebody's channel and I felt like I actually had a connection with that person and they just disappeared or stopped posting stuff, I would want to know what was going on for them. So it is out of respect for that connection that I have with you guys that I'm making this video, because there's a part of me that like sometimes would love to just like delete every video I have and then just like, hide in a cave somewhere and never talk about anything. But yeah, that's not respectful. So basically, what's going on is, let's start. There's a whole list of things. All right, so what kind of started this all was last May. So we're looking at about 4 months ago. My knee started hurting quite a bit, especially when I would skate too often. And it kind of feels like an arthritis type feeling. Like in the past, I had the meniscus issue where my knee would lock up. But now I don't have that problem anymore. My knee doesn't lock up at all. It feels stable, but it just feels like there isn't very much meniscus anymore. So whenever I skate for a few days in a row, like I skated a ton this summer, probably 5 days a week, not enough rest days for sure. And there was times where I was just in agony, but people would be like, Ben, I want to come skate your spot, or let's do this, let's do that. And I just like kept saying yes to everything and burnt myself out, kind of burnt my knee out. And now I'm realizing that I really need to take a break from that. But upon reflection and upon taking a break, I realized that I've been really enjoying not making videos anymore. So number one, let's get into reviews. Guys, I've been doing it for 6.5 years. I kind of fell into a comfortable rut with reviews. It's not necessarily what I always wanted to make videos about in the first place. Like, I started the channel with reviews because basically I bought like 3 primitive boards, Shane O'Neill board, Carlos Ribeiro, the skaters that I thought were kind of like a big deal at the time. And I used that, like Shane O'Neill board review to try and get views and grow the channel and just get the ball rolling. So that's sort of how that all started. And it grew into something that I didn't quite expect. And the other thing that starts to happen is if you have an aptitude for something and you start to make videos about it, there's this narrowing that happens with YouTube where you just keep starting to get more focused on one topic and one type of thing, even if that isn't what you're interested in. It's because you get rewarded when you make similar content, and you get kind of punished by the algorithm when you make something outside of the specific range of content. And I've had this happen on my construction channel all the time. Whenever I try to go back into like carpentry videos instead of just drywall content, the algorithm kind of punishes me because people are like, dude, we're just here to watch you drywall. And I get that same problem with videos on this channel. Whenever I veer too far away from board review and gear review stuff, it just doesn't do very well. And even though I'd love to say that I don't actually care if the videos do really well on this channel or not, no, it matters. Like, it makes a difference when something does well or when it doesn't. You just kind of get demotivated when your videos are continually just missing the mark, not doing well. So yeah, that's why I was in that comfortable rut of doing review content for so long, even though it wasn't at all what I was necessarily interested in. There's other types of videos I could be doing, like I've been building some really cool obstacles, but let's look at the facts. So I started building stuff almost 2 years ago, and I did like 3 videos on the beginning process of the mini ramp and have done nothing since. And it's because those videos are too long and involved, and even though they do really well view-wise, I just don't actually have the time and energy and the will to put out that content. Like, it's way easier to just have someone hold a camera or an iPhone for a bit, film a session or two, and then kind of clip that together with a bunch of other stuff, maybe talk about some trucks I was riding for it, right? It was easy, familiar, comfortable. That's why I did that for so long. You know, I have a full-time job, sort of ish. I make videos on the construction channel, Vancouver Carpenter. If you didn't know, like if you weren't familiar with that channel, which is all about drywall, ironically, but that is like my full-time job, and I'm just feeling the need to really focus on that a lot more. So I've been enjoying not having to make content around skateboards and be like trying to make people click, you know, on some stupid little part of the skateboard that isn't actually that interesting, has virtually no broad appeal, but trying to get my one niche little market to actually watch the videos I produce. I've been enjoying not having to do that. I've been enjoying not having that pressure on my skateboarding. Like, I already have to do that to earn a living with one channel. So it's been really nice to just not focus on that with skateboarding. Anyways, so that's what it is. It's the combination of needing to skate less and needing to put more time into my regular channel, like save my creative energy for the channel that actually supports my family. Anyways, that's why I've been doing it. And guys, I feel like this video is starting to like unfold all over the place instead of being kind of organized and talking about one subject at a time. But I also want to say, for those of you that didn't know, I am on Instagram. I've been back on it for a while. I will occasionally post my thoughts on a specific deck or shoe or something that I'm riding if I really feel motivated or inspired. I still plan on posting skate clips on Instagram if I do something that I'm kind of happy with. So I'm not planning on completely disappearing, but I'm definitely going to be taking it easy for a while. I'm also not necessarily planning on never making videos again. I'm just not going to make something unless I'm really interested. So to give you guys a couple of examples, like when I went down to California last winter and I filmed a video with Paul Schmidt, that was awesome, right? Like that kind of content is the kind of thing that I would film and upload again. But because this isn't my full-time gig, I can't afford to just be running around filming skate content that doesn't pay the bills, even though, you know, I would like to, like in my heart I would like to, but I just can't dedicate that much time and energy to it. So once in a while, if the opportunity arises, I will try to film something that I genuinely find truly interesting. And I do have one last idea that I really want to do, but I shouldn't lead you guys on with that. I definitely am not going to talk about it in this video, but there is something that I've been wanting to make for about 2 years. I would love to. I just got to set aside the time to do it. And then after that, there'll be like the 3 days of editing it's going to take after. Anyways, so that's that. And there's a few other things I think we should talk about. So like, I am actually going to talk about my board a little bit on this one. Part of the reason I don't want to make content around different skateboards, I mean, let's look at what I've done over the last couple of years. So like Ace AF1 came out, never made a video about it. I've never reviewed an Andy Anderson board. I did the Dragon wheels because there was so much hype around them that it kind of drove me crazy, and I had to try them to see what it was about. And I think I managed to dispel some of that hype that was like unreasonable. I mean, they're good. They're game-changing in that they make you skate a spot that you otherwise couldn't skate, but they were slow, they were sticky, so I think they're sketchy for rails. They felt slow on the ramp, they grabbed on the coping. Like there was all sorts of room for improvement. They were not the be-all, end-all wheel. So I think that was useful, but like, you know, again, Ace AF1s, never did them. Slappy trucks, never did them. Never gonna do mini logo trucks. Probably not going to try the Nano Cubics wheels, like totally not in my wheelhouse. Probably never going to try the new Andy Anderson board. Like all of this stuff is not what I enjoy riding. Never going to do an egg-shaped board. All these things that, you know, like would be clickable big ticket items, I have zero will to do, so I'm never going to do it. What I'm riding right now, I just set up this 8125 primitive. This is a BBS one. I have skated this exact shape in my primitive Shane O'Neill review. It's the exact same shape. Measures 8 3/16 wide, so just a little bigger. It's an 8.1875 to be specific. And it's got a 14-inch wheelbase, which I'm riding with the Venture 5.2, so that's an 8-inch wide truck with a forged plate. They're the V lights. So one thing you might not know about the forged plate on Ventures is they actually widen your wheelbase by 1/8 of an inch. So the Venture highs are a little bit, like the raws are a little bit taller because of the regular plate, and the V lights are a little bit lower and a little bit wider because of the forged plates. So it actually goes really well with the tighter wheelbase. And yeah, this board is like, I can skate it almost instinctually, if you guys know what I mean. It's like so close to ideal that I don't have to think. I can just try my tricks and they work. So I can only imagine that it's gonna be pretty nice if I stay on it for a while. And I ordered 3 of them. So I've got 3 of this same shape. Wheels are 51 millimeter classic F4s. I could ride 51 or 52, but you've noticed that I generally don't try anything else other than this wheel. Like over the years, I've tried other stuff a few times, but the F4 Classic, that's my wheel. I don't want anything else. Hardware, bearings, none of that stuff matters to me, as long as it's like a decent quality one. I've got Bronson ceramics in here, and I tried them with spacers. Like I have spacers in here, but on them for about almost 2 months. And you know what? I hate it. And here's why. Because I don't want to crank it tight the way some people think you're supposed to. I want to leave a hair of slack in it, like a thumbnail. And with that slack, I can hear this sound that sounds like loose hardware. And I know what this sound is actually the spacers moving around a little micro amount. So maybe that's just the Bronson spacers, but I'm gonna take these out soon because I'm tired of my board sounding like I have loose hardware. But anyways, yeah, that's my setup. I'm probably not gonna change it. I'm really happy with it. You guys have heard that before. My only complaint is the concave is maybe a little bit steeper than I like. After riding the Nyjah board, I was like, dude, I like a mellow concave. I like it to be flat right here. This is not bad. It's not too bad. It's not bad enough that I'm gonna stop riding it. But you know, if I ever do find one with a flatter concave, but like same dimensions, same steepness kick, I'll go for it. So the one concession on this board for me is like just a hair slightly steeper concave. Other than that, is perfect. Short tail, big nose, whips around for 360 flips. Like this is one of those setups where I feel like it's helping me skate, not hurting me skate. So that's why I'm so kind of stoked on it. Shoes. I mean, I think it was kind of a big deal that a shoe company actually started giving me stuff. And so I've basically got enough etnies to last me for a year. But at the same time, if I want to skate something else, I want to have the liberty to skate something else, and I don't want to talk about it. Like there's a new Lakai that looks really good, the Griffin Lakai. That's a beautiful looking shoe. I would actually love to try some of those. And I don't want to feel obligated to some other company because they gave me shoes to not be able to skate the new Lakai if I want to. I don't want to feel like I shouldn't skate a Blazer if I don't want to skate it. And if I want to skate the Dunks I have, even though I've trash talked them in videos, I want to skate the Dunks. So there's kind of all these things that I want like the freedom and privacy to do without having it on blast in every video. And that's, you know, one of the other things that I'm just looking forward to being able to enjoy my skateboarding for what it is, which is my skateboarding without having to have it all on blast. Like we have, you know, I'd say 6 years of some of the worst cases of madness on full display on my channel, right? 6 years of it. And I know a lot of you guys are going through it. I know the videos have maybe given you madness, but mine's kind of over, right? Like I'm really close to knowing exactly what I want to ride, why, and not wanting to change it because, sorry, I'm petting my dog. She keeps coming over. She loves it when I pick her up. Yeah, anyways, I don't know what I'm talking about. I need to think for a second again. Okay, another thing that people would think about is, okay, Ben, why don't you film a street part? Dude, if I don't have the time to make these videos, which I would say took an average of like 4 hours of my time a week, if I was actually going to make a decent video, there's no way I have the time to go out and actually film a street part. I don't want to break myself. I don't want to try something hard enough to put into a street edit. I just want to enjoy my time. And I'm actually really happy with the level of skating that I got to this summer. Like, I did my first switch flip back tail in over 6 years. I did one again. Like, that was kind of a big deal for me to be able to land one of those again. There's a lot of stuff, like, I pushed my limits in a way that I'm really happy with. Let's talk about another thing that was a win for me through this entire process. I feel like I managed to keep my integrity on this channel through the whole process of making videos. So the one regret I have is the period of time where I kind of tried using music in some of the videos, and when I re-watch those, I definitely cringe a little. And how this happens when you're putting music onto a YouTube video, it's like, it's all bad. And you listen to so much of it for like half an hour to an hour, you're like, that one sucks, that one sucks, that one sucks, that one sucks. And then you finally hear one that you're like, I guess that doesn't suck as bad as the other ones. And then you start editing the clips to it, and you're like, oh, that goes to the beat, oh, that works, oh, that works. And you're like, all of a sudden you're kind of digging the editing to this song that actually kind of sucks. And then it becomes your baby, so you don't want to throw it out. And you put out some content that, like, again, I look back on. A perfect example would be the Paul Rodriguez video. The one where I review his actual setup. So the first song, there's 2 songs in that video, goes really well. The second song sucks. I regret it. I wish I never did that one. And it's a video that has done pretty well and is out there forever unless I make it private. And we're not going to talk about the Kariyama shoes. I stopped skating those. I drank the Kool-Aid there for a little bit. You know, I was getting free shoes. I did that one sponsored video. Sponsored videos suck, by the way. Like, that was the only one I did on this channel, I think. It was soul sucking. I hated it. I had to leave that video up for a year. I took it down the first opportunity I could, which was 1 year later. Having to say scripted things, and you know, the money was like not good enough. I undersold myself by a long shot. It was more like I just literally drank the Kool-Aid for that first month. But then after, you know, a few months of seeing what they were doing, I was like, this is gross and I don't want to be a part of it. I regret it. So that's one regret. But generally, that was the only time where I did something of that nature where I feel like I lost a little bit of integrity. But I could only see that in hindsight. Other than that, I feel like I was able to keep the integrity of the channel. There's not a lot of really disgusting clickbaity thumbnails of, you know, people going like, please don't screen grab that. But that's like how to get views on YouTube. Make a stupid title and thumbnail. And I feel like I managed to avoid doing that at the expense of growing the channel, right? My channel stayed small because I chose to keep my integrity and not make the kind of content that would do well on YouTube. So yeah, YouTube's a whole weird thing. You want to do really well on it, you have to do some pretty stupid things, edits that are way too quick. It's snake charming, basically. So here's what that is. It's, in my opinion, if you want to gain traction and keep viewers, you kind of have to go for a younger audience or a less intelligent audience. And snake charming is like, yeah, that process of chopping it up too quick, talking really fast while not actually saying anything of any substance. And what it is it's a technique for keeping the young or simple-minded entertained. However, if you have any depth of mind, you eventually realize that you are watching vapid BS and that you're completely wasting your time and killing your brain cells. So I managed to avoid making content like that, and I'm grateful for it. You know, my number one rule for this whole channel the whole time was like, I'm not gonna make you watch anything that I would not watch. Anything that would make me click away instantly or be irritated, I will not put that on my channel. So that was my number one rule. I'm never gonna force you to watch anything I don't wanna watch. And of course, you're never forced to, but the point is, when you develop a connection with an audience, you have an obligation to not subject them to things that are obnoxious. However, if you subscribe to somebody's channel who is obnoxious, then, I mean, that's on you. So yeah, Again, it doesn't mean I'm never going to post again. It doesn't mean I'm disappearing from the internet. If there was, like, I would still be on other people's channels. If I was somewhere who was filming and, you know, they wanted to film, I'm not going to be like, you keep that camera away from me, you attention-seeking. I'll leave the other words off there. But yeah, I'm grateful to have done what I've done, but I'm also grateful that I don't have to earn a living through this channel, and that I never did. Because I was never forced to earn my living on this channel, I was able to, again, largely keep my integrity through the whole process, and I didn't have to cave into the pressures of doing too much garbage content or a bunch of cringy, super cheesy thumbnails. I mean, yeah, there's, you know, plenty of little things that I used to try and bring people into watching them, but I tried to make sure that whatever I offered on the thumbnail and title, you were immediately getting as soon as you went into the video. I didn't make you wait till the end of the video for like 1 minute of something that wasn't actually related to the title. I always hated that. Anyone who did that kind of stuff, I would not watch their videos. There are certain skate YouTubers that's kind of their modus operandi, where they give you one little piece at the very end and it's usually a fabrication, like it's not actually true. I never watched those people's videos because I clicked on it one too many times and then was like, this person is a snake, they're untrustworthy in their content, I won't watch it. Anyways, yeah, that's kind of it. That's my long, rambly why I don't want to make skate content on YouTube right now. Unless it's like really, truly of substance, I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to make content to feed the beast. I don't need to make a paycheck from this, thank God. Yeah, that's it. I hope you guys have enjoyed the channel over the years. I hope this wasn't too long-winded and distracted. There's probably more I could say that I wasn't able to say. But yeah, I'm done for now, unless I have that one final video come out soon. I want to work on it, guys, I really do. It's one that is close to my heart, but we'll see. Hope you're doing well. I hope you're enjoying your time on your board. Or I hope that even if you can't be skateboarding, I hope that watching skate content is actually bringing you joy and peace in your heart, not just like making you want to do something that you can't. I hope it's not bringing you pain. That's all I have to say. This has been an awesome experience with like so many highlights compared to lowlights. I can think of very little that has happened through the course of this 6.5 years that was actually negative. It was pretty much all positive, which says a lot because I am one of those people that can focus on the negative. So yeah. Anyways, thanks for watching, you guys. Might be a while, but until the next one.